I tried not looking like a tourist and it just doesn't work. In this video, I'm going to discuss why it doesn't matter because I follow 20 simple guiding principles to be welcomed as a valued tourist in Europe or worldwide. By the end of this video, you'll know how to be a respected tourist and travelling ambassador for your own country and have a more positive, safe and immersive experience than you may have had otherwise. I don't try to blend in at home to avoid being a target, so why should I dress differently when travelling? There's no way, no how, I'm going to blend in everywhere to avoid looking like a tourist. It's just silly spy stuff. Here's some reasons why. My height. In India and Mexico, I'm tall, and in Scandinavia, I'm short. My skin and hair colouring. In Ireland, I'm tanned, and in Southern Europe and Africa, I'm pale. My wardrobe. I often wear baseball caps, logo tees, cross trainers, daypacks, and denim jackets. My language. I'm not multilingual, so speaking lets the cat out of the bag. Europe's a rich melting pot of histories, customs, religions, climates, and dress styles. Blending in on a grand tour will be more successful in some countries than others, particularly in countries linked to my English and Irish ancestry. I don't wear a sari in India to blend in, where it's obvious I'm a tourist. My skin, hair colour and height give it away pronto. I'd struggle in Moscow, where glamour and heels reign. Sicilians dress to impress with vigour, so I'd need to pack all my posh clothes. Parisians celebrate an elegant pared-back style, and Londoners embrace bulky sweaters and jackets. Berlin is edgy, and the Irish and Scots dress for loads and loads of rain. The Spanish are not afraid of pattern and colour. Being recognisable as a tourist is quite okay. We stimulate the economy, create jobs, and help maintain churches and historical landmarks. If we're friendly and polite, and that's terribly important in most European countries, locals will happily help with directions and restaurant suggestions, etc. Sharing positive cultural exchanges is an integral part of travel, so it also helps the exchange if locals know who we are and don't think we're hiding something. We give ourselves away, regardless of dress, by visiting famous landmarks, especially in groups, and picture taking, or wandering about during the hot siesta period. If you like this video, please hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video. A while back, I decided I'd just turn up as myself, and that would have to do, and it's worked beautifully because I follow 20 simple principles to be a travelling ambassador for my country, and I've always been welcomed. So, let's dive in and take a look. Number 1, a good first impression. I pack clothes that make me feel and look my best, authentic self. They're respectable for check-in, customs and immigration, and entry into churches. I don't fret about logo caps and tees, cross trainers or day packs, unless I'm travelling to destinations where international relations are strained. Advertising where you come from is okay. It's also important to be comfortably dressed for the weather so you are not distracted by being too hot or too cold. 2. Good manners. I don't automatically launch into English. It can be considered disrespectful or lazy. I learn a few phrases in the foreign country's language and remember my please and thank yous. My efforts are always appreciated. In most European countries, it is considered a minimum politeness to greet someone with hello, or good morning, good day, good evening, before asking for something in a shop or just about anywhere. If you can learn that bit of the local lingo, even better. Also, on leaving a shop or restaurant, goodbye or thank you. Other things I try to remember to do are to walk on the correct side of the footpath or pavement, to avoid being overly familiar with strangers. In many cultures, it's rude of me to question strangers about political, religious, or personal matters. I wait to be invited. I try not to make unreasonable demands, complain loudly, or grizzle about language, the weather, or the exchange rate, etc. If I've had a long day or I'm a bit frazzled, I have a cup of tea and recalibrate. I attempt not to compare or brain dump by thinking out loud and save my personal musings for my private moments with my own tribe. I avoid swearing and littering. It's offensive and could get me into serious trouble. I try my best not to point, stare, or snigger. 3. Respect. I research local customs to avoid inadvertent oversights and to understand any cultural taboos or sensitivities, for example, overt displays of affection in public, or showing too much skin, or the soles of your feet, etc. When entering a church, I ensure I'm respectfully dressed and follow the dress code, generally of covering my shoulders and knees and avoid flip-flops. Head-to-toe athleisure wear may cause offence in more traditional European towns and cities, so this might be worth reconsidering. I enjoy interactive art and sculptures, but resist the urge to clamber over ancient monuments or doing handstands, etc. in an inappropriate situation or Insta-style photos. I know by doing so will limit access for other tourists in the future. 4. Quiet enjoyment and appreciation. Loud and aggressive behaviour is definitely out, especially in enclosed spaces such as churches, restaurants and trains, in particular their designated quiet zones. Local church worshippers appreciate our silence. The scale and magnificence of their churches can obscure the fact that they are regular operating churches. Quiet appreciation goes a long way. People who don't know me or don't want to hear me prattling on, i.e. non-stop talking, in a loud voice, it's arrogant and upsetting. 5. A flexible diet where possible. We live in a world increasingly defined by food foibles, allergies and intolerances, so I do my research before we go to confirm we can adjust our diet to local choices rather than making what might appear to be unreasonable demands on small eating establishments. Eating like a local is a good way to experience a culture and contain costs. It signals you are enjoying the country you are visiting, so we are open to trying new things. Last time we turned up in a pure veg restaurant in India, the locals were delighted. 6. An open mind to try new things and look at different cultures and religions with new eyes. I'm open-minded to personal interactions. For example, in India, kids just often want to practice their English on you and check out if you're a celebrity. Laughing out loud. Be aware of animal practices, for example, riding elephants. Research now suggests that it's better to ride a bike than an elephant. You can support these magnificent creatures by visiting a sanctuary, etc. 7. Awareness of my surroundings and personal space. I don't read maps, guidebooks, or my phone as I walk. I orientate myself before I set out and put them away. Better still, I use my phone GPS. Before setting out for the day, I ensure my valuables are secured away and endeavour to keep my wits about me in crowded train stations and tourist attractions, since I appreciate that as a tourist, I may be a target for theft. An ambassador mindset, number 8. I enjoy being an ambassador for my country through polite behaviour, and I'm ready with a smile and apology. If I inadvertently offend, I would like to be invited back rather than deported. It's also important to keep current with world affairs when travelling. This way I know to adopt a low profile if needed. 9. Photograph etiquette. Taking photos often gives us away as tourists more than anything else. I try not to be distracted by the lens at the expense of my own and others' safety, and avoid being a photo hog, i.e. dominating monuments, footpaths, crossings, etc. This intrudes into the personal space of locals and other tourists. I've learnt that taking pictures of strangers is offensive in many cultures, and understand I must ask permission and be prepared to pay for the privilege. Some sites you visit may prohibit photography or limit the way you film. For example, St. Petersburg Church of the Saviour on Spilled Blood does not permit the use of tripods inside this beautiful church. In busy times, this would hinder other visitors' access and enjoyment. Be prepared for admission fees to include a surcharge for photo or video taking. This helps with maintenance and wages. Please comment below the principle you think most travellers forget. 10. Gratitude and humility. Being a tourist is something many only dream about. I'm thankful to be privileged to travel and endeavour to act graciously in all my interactions and encourage you to do the same. 11. Modest jewellery and valuables. I avoid overt displays of wealth and leave valuable and sentimental items at home. I don't want to put my safety or my group's safety at risk or lose precious vacation time reporting a theft. I accept that being visibly a tourist probably makes me a target to pickpockets, etc., so I don't carry any more than I have to in my purse and keep cards and bigger bills tucked away somewhere else. 12. Thoughtful shopping and consumption preferences. I support local artisans and government emporiums where the makers get a fairer share of the profits. 13. Fair bartering techniques. I have learned to enjoy the process and ensure that the exchange is respectful, friendly and fair, and always leave the option open to come back. I let them know if I am staying for a while and that I'm not on a tour that's leaving town tomorrow or that evening. 14. Bold coloured luggage and clothing. I often wear bold coloured clothing and carry bright coloured luggage, so it's easily identified in a sea of black. If I'm checking in or leaving it in left luggage, and my partner can quickly and easily spot me in a crowd if we get separated exiting a train, for example. 15. I use McDonald's for their toilets. They're generally free and well maintained. Failing this, I find a cafe with toilets and buy a coffee. 16. I tip hotel room service, especially in countries where the wages are low, in the expectation they'll have a vested interest in looking after our belongings. This may be even more important if the room has flimsy security. 17. I'm happy to purchase an umbrella or flimsy raincoat if caught out by unpredicted weather and my coat's back in the hotel or Airbnb. Better a dry tourist than a drowned rat. We found out the hard way in St. Petersburg. In Thailand, I purchased a sun umbrella because it was so hot and a hat was just not enough. 18. My family and I regularly carry daypacks, wear cross trainers and logo baseball caps and tees. My guys favour shorts and tend towards longer versions for flexibility for entering churches and restaurants. As an active tourist, I prefer daypacks because my hands are free and it's a common way to carry our kit around as local commuters and students do. Daypacks are useful for carrying water, jackets, snacks, guidebooks, etc. If I'm carrying valuable items, I select one of my pack-safe anti-theft versions. Cross trainers are okay by me as a minimalist packer. I'll link to my videos below. They do dual purpose, touring, running, hiking, riding camels, visiting the gym or art gallery, and my black Skechers sneakers are also a great option for walk all day touring. Baseball caps pack well and protect me from sunburn, so go for it. I do. 19. Take reasonable precautions with my valuables, for example RFID blocking wallets, sleeves and anti-theft luggage and train padlocks. Nothing wrong with looking like a tourist, but an in charge one. I'll link to my videos in the description box below. 20. Travel as my best authentic self. I don't travel as a dumbed down version of myself. I dress as my best self so I can happily interact as me when sharing cultural exchanges, and I hope I've encouraged you to do the same. Conclusion. So, what do you think? Do you agree it's more important to follow the above etiquette when travelling rather than trying to blend in as a possible reaction to poor tourist behaviour or simple ignorance? Do you agree that with the huge growth of international tourism, it's even more important to be a travelling ambassador for your own country? Please let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it from me until next time. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video. Ciao!